Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beat your price. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beat your price.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Saints Block Party Podcast coming at you. Oh my God. There is nothing like being a New Orleans Saints fan. I will tell you that much. And regardless of what you want to say about this team, we will never lack for content. There will always be something to talk about with the New Orleans Saints. We just had Monday Night Football last night. We had our recap pod, the Derek Carr injury. Didn't know the severity. And severity is he has an oblique injury. And right before everyone reported it in terms of him missing a couple of weeks, I get a text message letting me know that he's going to be missing a couple of weeks, and then it's all over social media. And then something super, super interesting happened. So this podcast, we're going to talk about Derek Carr injury, talk about who's going to start in his place, and we're also going to do a light breakdown of the Bucs game. Because there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of variables going on, but we can still break it down in totality. So I asked, as soon as the text message comes, I asked, "Oh, is it time?" And I'm told, no, the plan was for was for Jake Haener to be the one starting at that time. Maybe no more than, 10, 15 minutes later, you have Mike Garafolo of NFL Network tweets out that it's going to be Spencer Rattler time. What does, just on that face, and I said this to my friend, and this is something my friend's been very open about. You are seeing a power struggle in the Saints front office right now, and there's two factions in the building. There is a faction that wants Jake Haener to be out there starting against the Bucs, and there's a faction that wants Spencer Rattler to be out there starting against the Bucs. And you're seeing it play out in real time.
It doesn't make any sense. But you could tell there's factions just by what you hear from the media. The fact that, Ian Rappaport, Mike Garafolo coming out, they have their sources within the building, whoever that is. Pretty sure it's not DA or nobody like that. And then, you just have this kind of feeling that, there's some that don't want that to be, you know what I'm saying? Don't want Spencer to get out there, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't even understand it. I don't understand it. I don't even understand the thinking behind that. And that's nothing against Jake, but I just don't understand the thinking. I don't get it. But it's weird because, this coaching staff on the offense drafted Spencer Rattler. Clint Kubiak worked him out. They picked him. Yep. The coaching staff that drafted Jake Haener is gone. You know what I'm saying? Pete Carmichael, Doug Marrone, all those guys, QB coach, all of them. I forgot the QB coach name.
I don't forgot it too.
I forgot. We was calling for him to be the play caller last year. I forgot.
Ronald Curry.
Ron Curry, they all gone. So, what's the deal? You know what I'm saying? What's even the argument?
I can tell you what the deal is. I can tell you what the deal is.
I know what the deal.
The deal is. I'm going to say this out loud, and I know people will be like, "Nah, there's no way." But if you think about it, there's tons of way. There are people who are Saints employees. They have working badges that I don't know what my camera's doing this last time. They have working badges that gets them to the Saints organization, and they are people in the building that they legit worry that if Spencer Rattler plays well and plays good, that is a bad thing.
If there are people in the building that actually think that people with power actually that this organization is fucked.
Fucked, Ryan.
If there are people with power that think like that, boy, we have some dark days, boy. Because that's some screwed up way of thinking right there, bro.
Like, in the way it would be a bad thing is that because, and we getting way too ahead of ourselves. I'm just giving out examples. If he goes out and plays well against the Bucs, I'm not even saying a win, plays well against the Bucs, goes out and plays well against the Broncos. Let's just, for the sake of argument, says he wins these next 2 games. Even with the same offensive line, what have you, at that point, there's no way. You cannot go back to Derek Carr. You can't do it. I'm sorry. You couldn't.
And Derek Carr knows that. Derek Carr
Yes!
knows that. This is why veteran quarterbacks don't let the young guy get on the field. You know what I'm saying? They don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're not really secure in your position. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
Like, yeah, if you Aaron Rodgers, if you Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, but even those guys, they did not want no backup quarterback touching the field unless it was 4-quarter garbage time. Like, they didn't want to see you touching the ball because that's just how they was wired. You know what I'm saying?
It's a competitive thing.
Competitive thing. They got the ones where it's fear. Well, I don't want nobody taking my job, bro. Like, I'm holding on to this good check for dear life. That's what you got with Derek Carr.
This has not been a secret. I have said this. Derek Carr went, I don't know if it's the DA, I don't know who he went to, but he told the coaching staff that he wanted Jake Haener to be quarterback 2 the second week of training camp, Ryan. The second week of training camp. So that tells me he saw 1 week of Spencer Rattler throwing the ball. He said, oh, shit.
No. No.
Let me catch up on the chat real quick. Mark said, wouldn't it make everyone look good? I don't get it. Like, if you drafted this quarterback and he comes and he plays well and he's winning, and if you're Dennis Allen, you might save your job if he plays well.
Like that will take, you might be able to have a losing season and still keep your job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, okay, we got something for the future here, blah, 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 blah. And look, we're getting way ahead of ourselves because we don't know. There is absolutely no idea how this will play out. 1, if Spencer Rattler is going to play Sunday, or 2, how's he going to look? Because he's a rookie, like, period, point blank. He's a rookie playing behind a banged up offensive line, with a lot of, turmoil going on the offense. And it's still, a DA coach team. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like that automatically changes. You know what I'm saying? So, and look, it's just hard playing quarterback, bro. Like,
hard, bro.
You see it with, Caleb Williams his first couple of weeks. Almost every young quarterback. Even if you go back and look at like C.J. Stroud last year, his first couple of games, he wasn't bad, but because you could still see even then he was looking good, but he was like, he was taking his lumps. So, you can't expect him to come out, throw 350 yards and 4 touchdowns and nothing like that. But you just really hope that he looks good. You know what I'm saying? Just looks good, looks like he belongs in the NFL, looks poised, just like we saw in the preseason. He looked that way. But things are sped up a little more in the regular season. And dudes these dudes making checks, bro. Like, defensive players getting paid, so they coming for your neck. So it's just exciting though, right? Like, it's just
a little bit, bro. My God.
Like, early today, before this happened, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, playing the Bucs. We'll see what happened. We was talking ourselves through the Chiefs' loss, and facing the Bucs and blah blah blah. Then this news drop, and it just makes it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what happens, it's interesting. It's interesting, bro, because we don't know what's going to happen. We have no idea.
I go back to this point, and then I'll catch up on the chat. It is, I think people underrate the ability, and Greg Cosell has said this, just for a quarterback to go out and run an NFL offense. Just go out and run it. Like, it is such a underappreciated thing in like today and how people look at football, and we don't know how it's going to play out. But if Rattler does start, I know Clint Kubiak feels a little more confident because, to some degree, I'm not going to say he's going to give Rattler or Haener the whole playbook, whoever it is, but maybe there's that sense of like, okay, I don't have to limit myself in knowing what this player is able to do as much. We talk about the offensive line, just having a quarterback to maybe be like, oh, I don't have that much time to throw the ball, so I got to make sure I know exactly where my reads are on every snap, and if the pressure's coming, I know I have my outlet here for a quick 4 or 5 yards. That is crucial. And whoever it is, Derek Carr has not shown he could do that almost in his entire career, bro. Like, he just has not shown it at all.
No, man. Like, the dude brain collapse into a black hole once the pressure is applied, bro. It's just the way he is. Whereas Spencer Rattler has, dealt with a ton of pressure in college, too much. Honestly.
Used to it, bro. Yes.
Physical pressure and adversity, both kind of pressures. And you look, he stood through it. You know what I'm saying? He took his lumps. Even when he was, face pressure as far as like from the offensive line, from the pass rush, he'd get beat down, but he kept getting back up and slinging that thing. Which was watching him. I remember watching his tape. That's the thing that stood out to me the most. Like, I'm like, man, this dude taking a beating, but he just keep on serving it, bro. Like, he just keep on serving it. His eyes never, you see quarterbacks when they start getting
eyes dropping,
their eyes dropping, they just looking scattershot. You just didn't see that with him, and he's gonna need that with this offensive line. Like, he's gonna need that mentality. Plus, look, he's not like a burner or nothing like that, but he could move a little bit, and he's going to need those wheels, whether that's, skirting for a first down right quick or, keeping the play alive. That's just going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
I'm going to even say this. Whether it be Rattler or Haener, I think all the signs right now are pointing towards Rattler. You had the Garofalo tweet, the Rappaport tweet, the Underhill expose. All the signs are pointing to Rattler. Even his marginal mobility, now Clint's able to do those play action boots. He's able to do those rollouts and the things of how a Shanahan and Kubiak offense truly works. Because it's all predicated on, obviously, when we'll get to it, running the ball, blah blah blah, and then mirroring, like, to linking plays together, coming off being able to successfully run the ball. We even it was preseason, but just that rollout that he had against not the Titans, it was the Cardinals, and that completion to Holker, like, that is Kubiak's offense in a nutshell. Like, that's what he wants to do. We haven't seen any of that with Derek Carr. None. It has not been in the playbook at all. Because the one time he did it against the Niners, Derek Carr did a rollout that was, so, like, someone said it was like a semicircle. It was just like huge. It opens the playbook up, and it's funny to me that if Rattler does get the start, he's been emergency quarterback 3 for 5 weeks, bro. 5 weeks, and then he's gonna get
and that just speaks to the absurdity of the whole thing. That was what was all absurd about it. Like, that's the whole point I was trying to make the whole time. It's like, this is just absurd. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what game are you trying to play here? It's like,
let me catch up with the chat real quick. Why can't we give DA the solid treatment? falling on deaf ears. Dante said, "You can't tell me this line is worse than that South Carolina line he had last year. He'll be fine." That South Carolina line was terrible. Like, it was atrocious. Dante also said, if you're like, because this was kind of in the beginning, like, why even draft Rattler if you have that fear that he might be too good? Like, it makes no logical sense from a sports team's point of view. It makes no sense. Mark said people also underrate Purdy's ability to move when he needs to. Purdy has great pocket presence. Like, that is an underrated thing about his game, is he has great pocket presence. Someone said the Traders playbook. This offense will look better with Rattler. I guarantee it. We'll see. Mark said kept that man on ice like Adam Warlock. Here's a good question. Hey, how much reps do you think they've been giving Rattler?
I don't know. Underhill, he wrote an article about how, Rattler's been looking good, doing scout team stuff, and they've been working him. He's been getting work, he's not getting practice, so to speak, like in the offense every day, but he's getting work. He's throwing passes. He's getting work, and everything I hear is like been rave reviews, and Haener too, to be honest. But my thing with Haener is, we saw him last year in the preseason. We saw him this year in the preseason. And look, I'm not going to put too much weight on what we saw in this game, in the Chiefs, because, it was becoming a blowout at that point, and the offensive line had turned the turnstiles at that point. It was just like, it was amazing.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm just like, I haven't seen anything from Jake Haener to the point where I'm like, man, we got to get this guy on the field and see what he could do. I just haven't got that feeling yet. I've got the feeling where it's like, man, look, he has some things to work with. He gets the ball out quick. You can work with that. I can see him being a backup. That's the feeling I get with him. With Spencer, I immediately saw, dude got game, bro. Like, the dude got starting ability game. And you wanna see that flourish. You wanna help that. You wanna help that flourish. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see if it works out or not. But you want to at least try to help that flourish. So that's why I'm kind of like, it messed me with the Jake Haener stuff. And it's not like a dig on Jake Haener, but you put yourself in this position by drafting 2 quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what you got.
Same in the game. Mark made a good point. He said same. He's been consistent yet unspectacular.
That's it.
Someone said, Sherm said, can't wait until he hits Olave for a touchdown and we can finally see Olave smile. Listen, bro, I know if there's one player,
bro, I gotta see it. I gotta see it just for that. Just for that. If Chris Olave have a game, you know what I'm saying? Say you put up, 7 catches, 140, a touchdown or 2. Boy, that shit is gonna be something else, bro. That's gonna be something. Because that's my agenda. That's pushing my narrative right there, boy.
Listen. I know Chris Olave is probably going to get more than 3 targets in a game.
No question.
I feel confident with that. Someone said Rattler likes to go to Olave a lot too. Well, we haven't seen that because he hasn't played with the ones, but it just feels like he will. It's a weird thing that we're back here because, and this, I want to be clear about this. This is not anything about showboating, being like saying that we were right. It just boiled down. Oh my God, I'm just out of focus. It just boiled down to. It was just very obvious in the preseason. Just very obvious in the preseason the talent that he had. And it wasn't just obvious to just us as regular Joes who's watched football X amount of years in our lives. It was also obvious to people who have done this and watched football for a living for a long period of time. And so the way that it was handled was completely botched. I don't care what anyone says. I do not care what anyone says. We have 2 quarterback twos. Okay, but if Derek Carr goes hurt, then you got someone has to go in and play. Someone has to go in and play. Period. And just I remember the whole thing when that all happened. Who cares who the quarterback 2 is? It's such a trivial thing. It doesn't matter. Of all the, it matters until it doesn't matter until it matters. It's not like we are Saints fans have seen Drew Brees miss games and Teddy Bridgewater and Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian have to come in and
Jameis Winston
have to come in and play games. It's not like we done
Andy Dalton. Like, I mean, it's been like every year for like the last 6 years. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
it's not like we done seen Nick Foles go and lead the Eagles to a Super Bowl and he was the like. Can we? Okay. Anyway, I'll ask this. I apologize. I don't know what is happening with my. Might have to change the setup. I'll ask you this: Todd Bowles, whether it be Haener, whether it be Rattler, with all the signs points to Rattler, Todd Bowles gonna have some shit cooked up, bro.
Cooking, baby.
Gonna have something cooked up. This is gonna be a hashtag for Tampa, for Hurricane Milton. Bro. They gonna come. They come in the dome to wreck shop on Sunday.
Yes, bro. Yes, they will play inspired. And look, the Bucs are good. Like, the Bucs are a good team right now. You know, the defense is solid. Baker Mayfield's playing well. Chris Godwin is like back fully healthy. He gonna put work on Debo or whoever. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna put that work on him. You know, Lattimore versus Mike Evans. You know, part 20. Gonna see that again. It's gonna be a battle, bro. Like, ain't no question about it. Like, it's gonna be a battle, regardless of how, you know, Rattler plays, if he plays. And it's gonna be a lot for him to handle as a rookie. Like,
yeah, man.
You know, it's gonna be on Clint to really help him. It's unfortunate that the offensive line is so banged up, not so much in the pass game, but in the run game, because they're really gonna need to, you know, take the edge off the pass a little bit and run the ball well. So Clint's going to have to kind of, I don't know what, but cook up as much run game as he can, even if it's not, you know, 60 yards a pop. If he can get 3 yards a pop, you're going to have to do it. Going to have to use Rattler in the run game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
do a fake boot where he tuck the ball and run for a first down and, you know, keep the chains moving. Defense got to step up too. Like, Saints defense.
Please.
Come back to me, bro. Like, what that shit yesterday was not good. Missed me with the points. Like, oh, he kept it close. Nah, bro. Like,
it was not. It was not.
It was not close. Never had control of the game at all. Couldn't stop the run. Couldn't stop the tight ends. Dudes with 20, 30 yards of green field around them when they catch the ball. Yak for days. I don't think Patrick Mahomes completed a pass more than like 15 yards. Like, what was DA doing? Like, DA was like he was going against like Bruce Arians' offense or something where it's just all downfield. Like, no, like that's not what the Chiefs. That's not what they've been doing for a while now. Like, especially with the injuries, it's like
did this nigga watch them? Like, watch the all 22 of them?
Like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
oh, Tyreek Hill out on the Chiefs no more. Oh shit.
Tyreek was still out there. Like, you looking at words like, damn, Tyreek still got it, huh?
But it would be the most Saints thing ever to, like, if Rattler goes out and just has like a good game. Like, I'm not saying like a great game, but like a good game. Like, puts up maybe 24 points and like the defense just completely shits the bed, bro. But
that'd be hilarious.
I do get this sense, and I might be wrong. If he starts, I feel like that it might galvanize the team.
Good.
In a positive way, right? Whatever that is. And you speaking about the run game, this is going to be key. I'm kind of breaking some news on here. Breaking news. the expectation is that Kendre Miller is going to play on Sunday. So now I don't know if the offensive line situation going to be.
You need more people.
More people.
I don't believe it.
Nigga said, until I see 2-5 on the field, Adam.
I gotta see it, bro.
I gotta see it.
See that shit.
But let's just pretend, okay?
Okay.
Let's pretend you have Kendre, you have AK. Maybe the O-line is very similar to how it was yesterday against the Chiefs, right? And you have a rookie quarterback that has some mobility. I think at the very least, however teams have been playing the Saints, and Todd Bowles is going to bring that blitz, and it's just going to be what it is. This, to some degree, you have the advantage of being able to, for Clint, to not, like, Todd Bowles, they can look at all the South Carolina, they can look at the preseason, but they don't really know what the Saints offense with Rattler is going to look like. They have no clue.
No clue, bro.
You have to use that to your advantage, because we talked about on the Zoom, right? Those first 2 weeks, that long bomb to Shaheed, the first thing teams are looking at when they're looking at the Saints is how do we eliminate that big bomb to 22? That's their first. It's shut down 41, and how do we not get up the big play to 22? That is if they feel like if they could do both those things, then they're confident that they could probably win the game. That's what the game plan was for defenses with Derek Carr, the quarterback.
100%.
Now, yeah, maybe you shut down the run game, maybe you shut down 22 in the deep passes, but if you have a quarterback, and I'm not just saying Rattler, but if you just have a quarterback that can just go out and run the offense, get 4 yards, get 6 yards, matriculate down the field, use the tight ends, that's a different thing that you have to deal with that you're not game planning to deal with.
Exactly. And look, man, Clint, I know he's had a rough couple of weeks, but he's still cooking. That play to Foster Moreau, the touchdown yesterday, was
Beautiful.
just beautifully executed and called. There's a couple of plays that was just beautifully called. Even the bound to Shaheed, he changed it up. He had Shaheed tight to the formation, got him away from the man coverage, had Shaheed do like this kind of fake jerk out that cut up. Yep. It was beautiful, bro. So I still got faith in Clint. It's a short week, so they're gonna have to get to work in with Rattler and. Can we get some Devin Hawker involved? Can we get
please?
Because they played a lot together in the training camp and stuff like that. I'm sure they played a lot together.
Probably a safety net for them.
Right. Get some of that involved. The young quarterbacks love the big tight end. Let's cook. I mean, A.T. Perry that found greener pastures. I gotta check out that one, bro.
You knew it was coming.
Come on, man. As soon as I was like, man, Sean Payton gonna snatch him up. Even though Sean Payton wasn't there when he got drafted or nothing. I know Sean, bro. Sean went to Pete Carmichael. Hey, what you think about A.T. Perry? What's up with him? People like, oh man, that did well for me. He caught 246 balls and he caught 4 touchdowns for me. We could do something with him. Oh, shucks. Oh, golly shucks. Oh, golly shucks, man. He's pretty good. I mean, they're throwing a little Jordan Humphrey up there, bro. They're like, shit, man.
So Dante said this about the Tampa Bay Bucs. This is their wide receiver room. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Sterling Shepard. And here's the receivers that scare me the most in this game is Trey Palmer and McMillan. Because if whoever the Bucs OC, I don't even know who the Bucs OC is, Ryan. But all the game plan would be, let's take our most shiftiest, fasty wide receiver, and we're going to put him on 29 and see if the Saints adjust to it. Spoiler alert, they will not. No. They won't adjust. Oh, so you're going to – and Will Harris had an injury last night. I would be shocked if he played. So you're going to have, Abrams and Honey Badger out there, like some slow safeties?
That's the thing about the Saints defense. Like, we got a good secondary. We got good corners.
There it is.
Man, we got some slow safeties, bro. We got some slow safeties. Tyrann Mathieu, look, he's super intelligent, seen it all, can make a play. But like if he misses a tackle or misses a read, it's over. Like he cannot recover. If he's in space on the island, it's over. That play is being made because he just does not have the recovery speed, bro. That dude will be running Timberland boots, bro. Will Harris, Will Harris is fine, but he's hurt. Then you got the rookie, the second-year player, Howden. He's fine, but it's just a lot of guys. Abrams, he's a hitter. So it's Bucs will try to take advantage of that, bro. They are definitely going to try to take advantage.
They will. And one thing that I think is a glimmer of hope, and maybe asking a lot to some degree, but when the Bucs played the Falcons, who were down starting offensive linemen, the Falcons were still able to run on the Bucs defense in that Thursday night football game. They were able to run on them and run on them pretty consistently in that game. To me, that's the recipe and the story of the game is like for any quarterback, but especially a rookie quarterback, you want to be able to make the game easier for him. I think the difference that I feel just as a fan is that with Rattler, and again, he's a rookie, so is maybe asking a lot, and the expectation for him is probably too high. I'll admit that. But I will say, with him, I feel like I have the sense that if they take the run away, he could go out and maybe duel with Baker, right? Because it's funny because you really think about it, Rattler and Baker, they have a lot of similarities as players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like a lot of similarities as players.
No question, man. Just the self-belief, the kind of moxie they play with, very similar. Very similar. They both kind of on the shorter end.
Yep.
Both got nice arms. Very similar players, bro.
Very similar.
That'd be interesting. Like remember Baker first game he came in. I think it was against the Jets. He came in like in the second quarter or something. And he just lit it up. He had like a good, Browns fans was all happy and shit. Thought they found their quarterback and all that. Man, what if Spencer have a game like that, bro? Where he just came, he's coming boy, the dome going crazy, putting it up. Boy, can you imagine that shit, bro?
Could you imagine, like, after he throw a touchdown, like the camera goes to DA and he looked like worried? Oh no. Dante said,
saying some dumb shit after the game.
Dumb, bro.
Like, I thought he did okay, but a lot of things you got to work on. Blah 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 blah.
Don't think I didn't have any questions about my quarterback.
Fuck out of here.
Dante said, need to run more screens to keep the Tampa Bay defense honest. Haven't been able to get that aspect of the offense going since Dallas. Need it with AK and Kendre.
Yeah, yes. Man, they've been sniffing them screens out. I don't know what tail it is or whatever, but that shit been donezo.
Done. Shout out to Cade Otton is the Bucs tight end, and if he's on your fantasy team, you're probably in a good spot. The Wiz Kelly, $4.99 super chat, appreciate you. Dennis Allen don't even realize that Spencer Rattler can save his job, i.e. John Harbaugh, referring to when the Ravens drafted Lamar Jackson. Lakers fan said, I do think people are a bit overselling how bad run, like the one run game was. The Chiefs front seven is elite, and we're about to play big Vita Beta. But Saints aren't going to face that linebacker core again. Think they can run the ball. Like the Chiefs going into last night was the second best team in the entire NFL of shutting down the run game. Second best team in the NFL.
And then you're going against a team where it's like, all we're going to do is focus on stopping the run. So
that's it.
It wasn't hard to do.
At all. How are you feeling about this game?
Like the outcome of the game, win, loss, and all that?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't know. Like, before this news, I didn't feel good. Just the unpredictableness of going in there with a different quarterback gives me a little more hope. But something tells me it might, man, just the whole hurricane thing, bruh, like that. We've been on the other side before. We know how
Yep.
that shit means something, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but man, look, let's go in there and get a dub, man. Let's go in there and get a dub with Spencer Rattler and see what happened, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I think we need that, bro. Like that'll be a nice. At this point in the season, after losing 3 games, like that'll be a nice little, just a news item. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For Saints fans.
Tony said, think the next two games being on short weeks influence the decision of which quarterback we would go with. It's funny you say that because I would think that with that in mind, you would think that they would go with Jake Haener because he's a second-year player and he's picked up the offense. The fact that all the signs are pointing to Rattler tells me that there are coaches and also people in the front office that are influencing Rattler to start over Jake Haener. That's what that tells me. Mm-hmm. Rattler will be able to change a lot of how defenses try to play us. They can't just blitz. It will leave open the back end. We can take advantage of that. I mean, here's the thing. Until defenses start getting affected and abused by it, they're going to run it and they're going to blitz until they show that it's going to harm them if they do blitz. That type of thing, right? So I already know what Sunday's going to look like offensively of how Todd Bowles is going to try to affect. I would expect a lot of pressure. The offensive line's banged up. You have a rookie quarterback. I would expect a lot of pressure. To me, Clint has to show he has some answers and some, counter actions to how they. And I'll say this, and it's a different offense. But we saw last year, one of the last games of the season, Derek Carr with the heavy play action tore apart that Tampa Bay defense. And there's some elements of it that are gone, but that defense is largely the same, like for the most part, right? So there's ways that defense could be exploited, but there has to be a perfect storm of the way of how that defense could be exploited. The Bucs always play AK hard, bro. They always try to shut him down.
Always.
That's why the element of Kendre maybe being active and playing could be huge. At the very least, it's going to be exciting because you brought up a great point in the Discord and you said, listen, there are 2 outcomes of how this could go. Spencer Rattler goes out there, balls out. They know they got a quarterback of the future, blah, blah, blah. Boom. That's one outcome. The other outcome is maybe he's not good. But at least at that point, you have the answer to that. And you can now then plan accordingly in the upcoming draft that we know we need to go get a young rookie quarterback, especially if we have a good pick in this draft. And depending on how the team does the rest of the season, either that pick's going to be higher or lower, depending on when Derek Carr comes back and how he plays. Either way, as fans and as an organization, either way you win. At this point, you are playing with house money.
Yeah, exactly. And look, if things were on fire, if the Saints were, 5-0 going to this game, and everything was just working out beautifully, maybe I feel a little different. But man, look, things was looking bleak last night, bro. Like it wasn't super bleak. I think the Chiefs could have put more on the Saints.
They absolutely could have.
It could have got really embarrassing last night, and it didn't get that embarrassing, but it was pretty bad. It was I never felt at any point last night that we could, not that we couldn't win, because after the thick six, my boy got the turnover. He's like, okay, maybe we can make something happen. But you just never felt in control. You never felt like you belonged.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like the Bane line, bruh. Do you feel like you in control? No. No.
Like you're in control.
No.
Like when we played the Ravens a couple years ago.
It was the exact same thing, Ryan. And that's why on the preview pod I was like, nah, bro. This weight and shout out to our dude Wallace. Wallace said it in the Discord, bro. It was so concerning. If you watch that game, the Chiefs didn't even look like they were really trying, bro. They weren't even it felt like an extra preseason game to them, and we you ever had in the back of the day, you ever had someone just trying to put it on you, just throw it back on you. She's just giving it you all, and you just like, okay, all right, come on, all right, yeah, you giving it Kurt. That's what it felt like, bro. Like we were just like the little engine that could, bro. Like we just trying, and the Chiefs were like, okay, all right. And then as soon as it got close, all right, let's night time. Boom, Juju Smith-Schuster running for fucking 40 plus yards down the field, bro. Like,
it's 3rd and 22. That's funny. Boom.
That's the thing that concerned me the most last night, because just like that Ravens game, it just really showed you how far away as a team we are to really, really, truly being able to say that we can compete, bro. Because it's just a different weight class that we are not even punching at right now, and that can change. It could change, but that's what it showed. But before we're gonna go a little bit longer, but before we go longer, let's take a moment to listen to our sponsor from Underdog Sports. We will be back after this announcement.
It's the greatest time of the year again. Football is back, and it's here to stay till February. Win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, touchdowns, passing yards, and more.
I love Underdog Fantasy. I used Underdog Fantasy just last week. The pick was so easy to use, higher, lower on the Bills Dolphins game. So simple. Could not recommend you using Underdog Fantasy more.
Making picks on Underdog is straightforward, and signing up is even easier. Just head over to Underdog's simple-to-use mobile app or UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code BLOCKPARTY, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code BLOCKPARTY, to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or older in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783, or text Next Step to 53342. New York, call 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY or 467-369.
We are back. I just think for this game, and you made a great point. Regardless of who the quarterback is, this is still a Dennis Allen coach football team, and the team has been whoever the quarterback is, the team has been making just poorly coached decisions, and if that continues, it's going to be hard to win no matter who the quarterback is. But I can't help but think or feel like this change, even because of injury, will give some oomph to the team in some type of way. Can that sustain and win them a game? I don't know, but I just get this feeling that they'll come out. The offense will come out ready at the very least. The offense will come out ready.
Yeah, and look, I mean, it'd be nice for the defense to come out like when Teddy Bridgewater come out, shit like that. They'd be like, man, we not letting nobody move a yard. You're not coming off the line of scrimmage. Like, we need some of that defense, man. Defensive line. Hello.
Chase Young has been so underwhelming, bruh. So underwhelming.
Very underwhelming. Especially with, what he showed in the preseason and the training camp reports and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, he had me sold, bro. He had me sold, and I just...
Me too. All of us.
I I haven't quite seen it, man. I just haven't quite seen it. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's an effort thing. I don't know if it's a stamina thing. I don't know if it's. I don't know. But it's looking a lot like he's looked, San Francisco and with the Washington
Washington.
Commanders, just kind of like, eh, you know, okay, you know what I'm saying? Brissy, like he's shown, like he has flashes. He's still at that flash stage of his career where it's like,
Right.
oh, you feels like, oh, okay, there go Brissy. He'd do a flash, and then sometimes he just disappear for long
Pierce.
stretches.
Yep.
Cam Jordan, I mean, look, it is what it is, man. Like, dude, Hall of Fame career, Hall of Famer, man, but like, it's a wrap, man. Like,
Game ain't in him no more, bro.
ain't in you no more, bro. Ain't in you. Even though he did like close the game solidly last night, but it's. But they need something from this defensive line, man. And if they can't get it from the defensive line, like DA, like the blitz is coming back, man. Look around the NFL, bro. Bring some heat, bro. Like, what are we doing here, man? Like, put some heat on these quarterbacks. How many times I'm so tired of seeing like 8 men on the line, like 8 players on the line, and you're like, and then they all just back up on coverage. And I get it, like, because that works. Like, that works, and it does force quarterbacks to clinch sometimes, but just bring the heat sometime, bro. Like, bring it, man.
Please. We got a question in the chat. Question for y'all. If Rattler looks more impressive in running the offense than some are expecting, what do you think the front office would do going forward?
Mm.
I don't know. I think the caveat is it's going to be a lot harder to bench him if he's running the offense well and the team is winning. Like,
very hard.
That's hard to bench. If he's just running
that breaks locker rooms.
Yes. But even like let's even say like if he's like just going out and just putting out some like quarterback duels, bro. Like let's say he goes out Sunday and him and Baker just going back and forth, just boom, just going back and forth. And the Saints don't win because because of something the defense. Like the defense just doesn't do what they need to do, but he looked well. Even to me that shows that like how like even to me that would be hard to bench too. Because let's think about the number of points the Saints have scored since the Cowboys game. They scored 15 against the Eagles, unless I'm wrong. Have they scored less than 20 of all the last 3 games? It can't be that, right? Has it been?
What was the score in Atlanta?
Well, Atlanta won on nothing but field goals. I think they didn't crack 20. I lied. 24. They scored 24 against Atlanta.
Okay.
So 24 against Atlanta. And then didn't crack 20s against the Eagles, and you didn't crack 20 last night against the Chiefs. Like, that's if your offense is not scoring 20 points, that is hard to win. So like I just say like if he goes out and he can show that he can put up at least 20 or higher than 20 consistently, even if they're not winning, I would feel like it'd be hard to bench him at that point. I might be wrong.
Look, if he's like functioning well, especially with the way this offense is beat up right now, beat up offensive line, don't even know who the center gonna be. No Taysom Hill. If he could function well in that, then you start projecting like, man, when Eric McCoy get back, when Cesar Ruiz get back, when Taysom get back, you start projecting a little bit. It's like, man, we might be able to cook something up. You know what I'm saying? Like so,
and they are still squarely in the sweepstakes for Devontae Adams. Like that is still a thing. Like, listen, I'll say this, Ryan. I'm not going to say I don't care how the season goes, but if they go into that Denver game, let's say either they win against the Bucs, they don't win against the Bucs, but it's a good game. Rattler plays at least decent to good. They go in against the Bucs, they go against that Denver game, and the wide receivers are Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Devontae Adams, and Spencer Rattler as quarterback, bro. I would be okay, bro. I would be okay. Don't know what would happen the rest of the season. I'd be all right, bro.
It'd be fascinating, bro. All I know is Derek Carr gonna be trying to get that oblique healed up ASAP. Boy, gonna be getting stem cells, whatever. That shit fixed.
I know. I tweeted this earlier today, bro. I know. Dave Ziegler be in his office just like saying that A-team shit, bro. I love it when a plan comes together. Before we wrap up, we had at some point it's dropped. At one point, we had 70 concurrent viewers. We still got 53 in right now. If you are watching on Tuesday night, the game not until Sunday. If you are watching this still, please like and subscribe on YouTube. Give me the outcome on Sunday. Okay? You don't have to give me the score. Do the Saints win, yes or no?
Oh, go with a dub, man. Fuck the Bucs. Want to win.
Mm-hmm.
We need a win, bro. Like, DA, time to start stacking some wins, bro. I know you
done drop three in a row.
3 in a row, man. Stack some wins, bro. Stack some wins. You beat the Bucs, in this past the end of the season. You know how to beat this team. Go ahead and beat the Bucs, man. You're a defensive genius, right? You can't handle Baker Mayfield. Like, show us. Show me. Like, God damn it. I'm tired of saying that.
So we've been saying all season, all off season, all season, bro. Just go out and show us. Just go out and show us. I don't know how they'll get it done, but I do think the uncertainty, the aura, all that, I'm predicting the Saints win. Like, and who knows, bro? Spencer might go out. I don't think he will, but he might go out there and just be nervous. But I just get this, like, he's already been through. It just feels like he's, I don't know, like, not unflappable because it's different, but he's been at the highest of the highs as you can go as a person. Number one overall recruit, was at Oklahoma, just gets embarrassed, gets basically replaced by Caleb Williams. All of that, he has to humble himself, go to South Carolina. He's been through adversity. Even though I know if you would have asked him off record how he felt about how that quarterback competition went, I know for a fact he probably says, I know at the very least I should be quarterback 2. He would probably say he should be quarterback 1, depending on what he's shown in the preseason. So I just feel like he's going to have a sense about him. And I'm just excited to see how the offense runs, just how it looks with someone different to run the offense. I think the Saints get
the Titans. Titans Pennant was like, Pennant turned into Joe Thomas out there, bro.
Nixon was writing Ramczyk in 2027, nigga. I was like, who? Bro, wait. Oh, okay. Just get in his butts, bro. We'll see. It's gonna be fun. But someone made this point. I want to give a shout out to Gerald, a $10 super chat. He said Saints win 24-20. Granderson and Breesy with sacks. Baker, those 2 picks. Would love to see it.
Love it.
I'll say this as we wrap up. There's a lot of things out there in regards to giving reasons as to why Derek Carr has not played well. Offensive line, myriad of reasons, and it's everyone else's fault. It's his first year. I done seen it, read it, seen it all. I would just be very interested to see if those same reasons are given to a rookie quarterback when he plays.
Depending on what your agenda is.
Oh my God.
Hashtag agenda. The agenda is out there, bro. There are people out there that don't want to see Spencer Rattler succeed, to prove them right, which was some of their. It's crazy how the game they flip, right? Which was their accusation against us, saying they want to see Carr fail just so they could see it. Spencer Rattler is right, so just so they could see it, the agenda, just so they could no. We want to see the team win, not just win on Sunday, but win the season, win next season, and be like going to the. I want to be looking at the draft, in April, excited about let's
bro.
put together, thinking, man, we just get a couple pieces, we can really compete, be at a Super Bowl, this and that. I want to get back to that, not just back to the same rigmarole. As man, will we even make the playoffs? What are we doing? What is the vision?
Nick, we've been asking that question for almost 4.5 years.
What's the vision? What's the Saints record? What's the Saints record since we've been doing a podcast?
Gotta look that up. I'll say this. This game on Sunday, we'll see how it goes. And this is not hyperbole when I say it. This is a type of game that can change the trajectory of the New Orleans Saints. That's how big this game is on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Because if Rattler goes out and he plays decent, I'm not saying he going out throwing out 300 yards if he just plays decent, runs the offense, keeps the offense on track, throws a couple of touchdowns, it's close, and then he starts against the Broncos and he does this, it could change the entire trajectory of the future of this team. It is huge, and it is monumental. And regardless of how it goes, it's just going to be exciting to witness it. So if you are not a Patreon, if you're not a YouTube member, patreon.com, Saints Block Party, become a YouTube member, get a YouTube membership starting at $4.99 a month. Patreon, you can do a $1 a month to become a Patreon. Being in that Zoom this Sunday. Oh my God.
Can't wait, baby.
Cannot wait. Anyway, I'm going to end with this comment. Well, end with two. Our dude Tony, also belated, we said it in the Discord and what have you in the Zoom, but belated birthday to Tony and Dante. Birthday was yesterday. Just great people. Tony said, we wanted sustained success. We think Rattler's the best chance for that currently, but we just want to be a legit contender. That is it, bro.
Hey, strip that shit out. Put it on a shirt.
Put it on a shirt, Tony.
That's the SVP mission statement right there, bro. That's it.
This nigga out here spitting. Tony ain't even a nigga, but this man out here spitting. God damn.
Exactly, Tony. Exactly.
Jake Hunter said, don't want to see any Saints fail, but you got to put the best players on the field. We've seen enough of Derek Carr. We know who he is. We know what he does.
Man.
I want to get a freeze frame of that one-legged throwback, just fade away interception.
I was rewatching it just now, bro. He actually hopped with it. He led and he hopped with it.
Apollo.
When you trying to throw something in the trash can right quick, you're like, oh,
yep.
Kobe.
Yep.
What?
No idea.
Dude, bro.
Last one.
Then he
Dante
go hit that pass to Shaheed. I told you. Sit down, bro. Sit down.
Just want to be rid of this era of Saints dumb right now. You even said in the Zoom, this is why we can't stand him, bro. You play like shit, and then you throw a good pass. It's a great pass. You play like shit. Shut up. Just sit down and go win the game.
Go down there, dap off so he can go sit down. Hey.
Please. Dante said he is wearing his best outfit on Sunday. nigga gonna come to the Zoom like he going to church, bro.
Had a tie on and
everything, bro. Renee, give me something to get excited or, God forbid, excited about?
God forbid.
That's it. That's it. Anyway, we love y'all. This is the preview pod for the week. The next time so there's going to be a gap from tonight till Sunday. The next time we'll be doing a podcast and all that will be on Sunday. So there's a gap of time, but we appreciate y'all. We love you. Don't take this seriously. And we'll see what happens on Sunday. It's a franchise altering game on Sunday for the Saints in terms of how things can go. And we will see. With that, we will be back on Sunday. And with that, we're out.
Peace.
Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beat your price. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beat your price.